In this video, I'm going to be going over the browse abandonment. Now, the browse abandonment flow is very, very simple within Klaviyo, and the best way to look at it is if somebody views a product, essentially we want a way to remarket to those people and send them an email saying, hey, look, we saw you looking around, we saw you shopping around, here's the product that you were looking at, and obviously just give them more information on the product. We like to actually keep these like very, very simple, and essentially what we're doing is we want them to know more about the product, and we want them to know what they can actually get out of the product. So within these browse abandonment emails, this is an example that we've done for our browse abandonment emails. We say we saw you checking out this product, and we'll go ahead and share the product that they were looking at, and it says, since we value your support, we decided to give you 10% off, but the offer expires in just 2 hours. Feel free to enjoy anything you'd like in our store before it ends. And essentially, we always want to give social proof within these browse abandonment emails. This is another example of another browse abandonment email where we're talking more so about like kind of the qualities of the product that we actually are selling. This is Lark Owen Farm. And what we're doing within these emails, again, is like we are just talking more about us, and we're talking more about the product and what they actually get out of the product. We always lead these emails with kind of more of the benefits of what they get out of the product. And then, for example, this is email 3, we go into kind of the features. So the features of the product, essentially we'll talk about how it's organic. We'll talk about how there's like, let's just say 5 grams of protein. That's kind of what we're including within these actual emails. So this is just an example. And then essentially we'll go ahead and share that product that they were looking at, so they remember what they were looking at, and essentially that will basically go ahead and help them convert and actually make a purchase when they actually see the product that they were looking at. Because a lot of people get distracted. A lot of people, maybe they change their mind because they didn't see a specific like feature or benefit that they were truly like interested in, and we want to actually put that benefit or feature within like in their face. So how do we go ahead and build out a browse abandonment within Klaviyo? So we'll go over here to create flow, and it's very simple because it's already built out for us. But there is one thing that you need to add within these actual browse abandonment flows. So we'll go ahead and create the flow, and then when we go ahead and create it, it's basically going to do all the work for us. So as you see, this is basically how it's laid out. When somebody views a product, it's going to wait 2 hours, and then it's going to go ahead and send the browse abandonment email. Now, the thing that you need to add here is that if we go over here to the trigger, when somebody views a product, this is fine. The trigger filter is fine. You don't need a trigger filter unless you go into more of the advanced stuff. But the flow filters, we want to include that somebody added to cart 0 times since starting this flow. So we have it built out right here within like kind of our reference point. So like we have people who enter this flow when they view a product, just like we see here. And then the flow filters are checkout started 0 times since starting this flow, place order 0 times since starting this flow, and added to cart 0 times since starting this flow. The reason why we want to add added to cart 0 times since starting this flow is because we don't want people to receive browse abandonment emails and the cart abandonment emails. The reason why Klaviyo has it set up is they don't really account for the added to cart metric. They kind of like make you go ahead and capture a snippet and put it on your website, and then you get the metric. I'm not sure why they still do that over the course of all these years, but basically it's a little bit more complex when you're building an abandoned cart. So most people don't even have that added to cart like metric in place. They just confuse it with the abandoned checkout. So we want to add this. So in this account we have the metric. We want to put, so we'll go to this section right here, what somebody has or has not done, and then we'll go over here to cart. We have the cart metric right there, and we want to basically do what we did here, what Klaviyo did for us, where we're saying we placed, well, this one says placed order, this one says checkout started. We want to add to cart, and then we go ahead and we choose 0 times since starting this flow. And what this is going to do is it's going to basically exclude people who have actually added to cart, because we don't want people who added to cart to receive browse abandonment emails when we have add to cart emails as well. It's just going to conflict, and obviously you just run into spam issues. Another thing is you don't necessarily have to have this up to like 30 days. This will basically go ahead and put a delay on people. So if they they go through this browse abandonment flow and they exit, we want to actually put a delay before they re-enter the flow, so it's not as repetitive. So you can lower this like a lot lower. We usually like to do like maybe like 3 or 7 days. It really depends. Test this out, but I would not do like a full month of just no browse abandonment emails for one person. I think this is just too long. And then obviously within like Q4, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, you'll be a lot more aggressive, and it will just be like 1 or 2 days. But that's basically what you want to include here when you go ahead and get this built out. Add its cart metric, make sure this is actually there for you, so you don't actually send add to cart emails and browse abandonment emails. And then also what I would do here is make sure that the skip recently email profiles is off. We want to actually turn smart sending off. This is called smart sending. Well, it will skip anyone who received an email within the last 14 days. You want to make sure that that's off, is because these flows, they're very personalized, and we want them to receive these personalized emails. It's more beneficial for somebody to get a abandoned checkout email than it is for them to get like a promotional email on the campaign side of things. That's why we like to go ahead and keep the smart sending off, is because it's just they're literally on the verge of going down that customer funnel. In this case, they're browsing, so we want to show them that product that they were browsing to help them push them further down that funnel. Just like with what I said about the abandoned checkout, we want them to receive the abandoned checkout, not any of the campaigns, that unless we're doing like a big sale. But we want people to receive emails in accordance to where they are in the customer journey, because that's probably the most important, and it's really the most important part about these flows. So we'll go ahead and hit save, and obviously if you have UTM tracking, you'll leave that on, or just do custom. If you have custom, hit save, and essentially we already have this pretty much taken care of. So this is now saying when somebody views a product, they'll trigger this flow, we'll enter it, and as long as they don't start checkout, they don't place an order, and they don't add to cart, they haven't gone further on a customer journey, they're going to stay within this flow until they actually they receive this, and then they go to end. Now, how long should these browse abandonment flows be? And I said this in the last video and videos before that, is they're going to be as long as they perform. So you don't just stop adding to the flows, you always add to them over and over and over again based on how well they're performing. So if this email right here, if we hit show analytics, this is just a draft, so it's 0. If this email does $100, you want to just go ahead and add another email, because you don't know if you just don't know if somebody, let's just say you have thousands of people going through this browse abandonment flow. If you just have one email here, you have no idea, you just, for example, if you have thousands of people going through this flow, not all those people are going to make a purchase. They're just not all going to make a purchase. So we want to go ahead and send them another email that actually talks more about, let's just say, features, or maybe we talk about shipping. We want to actually include multiple emails within these flows and keep adding to them based on the revenue that's coming in and how well it's performing. If there's no revenue coming in and there's a drop off, let's just say on email 5, then we go ahead and troubleshoot that. We'll probably talk about something different. We'll probably give them an offer. We want to troubleshoot it so that we keep getting those conversions within these actual emails. And what we like to do is basically go ahead and hit clone, and then we just clone it. There you go. And then basically just go ahead and configure the content to make it different. So let's just jump into this edit section right here. So as you see, this is basically what we get. And essentially what it has here is it's just a default version of our browse abandonment. But this will be where the product actually populates when somebody actually, they view a product and they abandon your site. And this is the email that they get with the product that's actually populated here that they viewed. So essentially, if we go to preview, if we hit preview right here, you're going to see that this is going to be the product that they viewed, and we're basically putting it here for them, so that we're basically reminding them that, hey, look, you were viewing this. What are you waiting for? Go ahead and shop this now. Now, obviously, you're going to have more content, just like we have it here, where we're talking more about our products. We're actually branding it, and we're actually creating reviews here, testimonials as well. You always want to include that within these actual flows. But this is basically the gist of how this would look, and you want to keep adding to these, like I said. So this is going to be email 1, and then obviously when we go to email 2, you'll talk about something different, and obviously email 3, and that's basically how you do your browse abandonment. So it's very simple, it's very straight to the point, and this is how we have everything set up. Now, if you wanted to go ahead and split this based on, let's just say you wanted to split it based on people who have purchased and people who have not purchased, all you do is you go over here to the conditional split, and then you want to go to what somebody has or has not done. You'll do placed order, and then we'll go over here to at least once overall time, and then obviously we'd hit save right there. So now when somebody has placed order at least once overall time, they'll go out on this one. So this will be for your buyers because they placed an order at least once overall time. And then on the no path, people who have not placed an order at least once overall time, they'll go through this. Now, when we tested this, we found that sometimes people who are, people who have not placed an order actually converted better than people who have placed an order. And we've actually even given the buyers on this side, we've actually given them an offer, like a 10% off or a 20% off, and they've actually, converted less than the people who didn't get an offer, and they didn't even place an order yet here. So this is just the importance of actually testing, different things within these flows to actually, increase conversions. So that's just an example of what we do. And then obviously you make sure that you have an email here to make sure that obviously people are getting them, and you just go ahead and just keep adding to them, keep troubleshooting, keep adding to them, and obviously just keep expanding on your flows. Never stop adding to these as long as they're performing, and if they're not performing, then you go ahead and troubleshoot them. That was the end of this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Take care. Bye.